Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode show of the post-game report. My name is OctanePro, and I appreciate you guys coming out. Let's get some music going, a little pump up here. Amazing games we did have today. Let's go ahead and start to dive into it. So once again, guys, my name is OctanePro. Welcome to the post-game report for September 29th, brought to you by Hi-Rez Studios. So let's go ahead and tone out our music here, and let's go ahead and dive into it. So pretty much, guys, what to expect for tonight. First time doing this show. Kind of threw it together a little last minute, but prepped as much as I could. Tonight we're going to go over, it's kind of the post-game report, and we're hoping to do this every Sunday. And what's going to be entailed is it's pretty much a highlight and summary of what you guys saw on Saturday and Sunday, which is today, of kind of the NA and EU scene, and kind of sum it up a little bit for you. So if you guys didn't get a chance to check out the tournaments on Saturday and Sunday, hey, we have something for you to keep up to date with what's going on. So we're going to spend about 30 to 40 minutes going over things, have a pretty good show put together for you guys. And then we're going to go ahead and do some viewer games and hang out till about 10 o'clock. And you guys can catch me streaming every Sunday on SMITE game from 7 until 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So let's go ahead and jump into it. As you guys can see below, we have the kind of scroll going across that has all the results from this past weekend. So make sure you guys do keep an eye out for your favorite team there. Furthermore, some competitive news. We did see Imaginary Team being picked up by Mortality Esports. If you guys want more information about that, go ahead and check that out over at mortalityesports.com. Furthermore, we did have Exodus Esports being picked up, Vicious and Delicious, sorry, swap it around. Vicious and Delicious being picked up by Exodus Esports. So want more details over there, check that out on their page as well, exodusesports.com. Pretty cool to see that. Make sure you guys do check out those sites. It's always wonderful to see more and more teams getting picked up by sponsored teams. Small or big, it's really great to see over the past few weeks here. We've seen some great stuff coming to light. So really happy to see some more teams getting picked up. Furthermore, in the competitive scene news, before we jump into our tournament results, Hi-Rez from Hi-Rez, the one and only, announced an up-and-coming league system on Reddit sometime in the next few weeks. So keep an eye out. He hasn't given a ton of details on it yet, but he did mention about the league system. So that's definitely going to go ahead and affect some things going on there. Before we go ahead and jump into things, guys, please let me know if there's any audio or video issues going on. First night doing this type of show, and so please definitely let me know. I would love to hear your opinion on things. So this week we're going to put a ton of highlight on the NA scene, just kind of briefly go over the EU scene, but next week expect both scenes to be hammered out, NA and EU. So jumping into it, guys, we had the European tournament today, September 29th. We saw SK Gaming getting first place. Congratulations to them. Second place, Bipolar Method. And finally, third place, Epsilon Esports. So a newer team, Epsilon Esports, being picked up there. So congratulations to them. Very happy to see that going on. Once again, if you guys are just jumping into this, this is the post-game report. Hosted by myself, OctanePro. Something that we're just doing week in and week out, just to kind of give you guys a summary of what exactly occurred on Saturday and Sunday in the competitive side. Jumping into the North American tournament, which happened yesterday, September 28th, let's go ahead and take a look here. Round one, we do have, in Group A, we did have Denial Esports, had a bye, and they were ranked first. In Group B, we had Team Mediocrity versus Unknown Gaming, and that was a C8 and 9 team, and we actually saw Mediocrity go 1-0. In Group C, we had Last Resort, which they're actually seeded 4th this week. Actually had a bye, so they, of course, moved on there with a win under their belt. Now we had Team Dignitas was in the first round there in Group D, and they were seeded 5th. Surprisingly enough, and they went against Vast Gamer, who's ranked 12th or seeded 12th, and they went 1-0. Furthermore, guys, if you guys want to take a look, please go ahead and look over at Hi-Rez's own esports page, esports.smitegame.com. And so please make sure you guys go check that out. All this is over there. I'm just kind of breaking it down real quick here. Furthermore, in Group E, we had Cognitive Gaming, and they had a bye. They were seeded second. In Group F, we had Silver Snakes, which is an up-and-coming team. And they were actually seeded 7th, and they went against Cognitive Gaming EU. So this was the North American bracket, and we saw Cognitive Gaming EU and Cognitive Gaming NA both in the same bracket. So this was pretty cool to see what was going on there, and we'll get more into that. And I don't want to spoil any of it yet, but there's some really cool stuff coming in the next few minutes. Exodus Esports, which was seeded 3rd, got a bye, and then we had Reason Gaming, who seeded 6th. Versus Panda Bears, interesting enough name, very aggressive, who's seeded 11th. And let's go ahead and talk about this game a little bit here. So let's go ahead and I want to show you guys the first clip of Reason Gaming versus Panda Bears from round 1. This is Group H, and we did go ahead and see Bacchus being played by Castillon of Panda Bears, drops early on to Wolfie of Reason Gaming. So let's go ahead and bring this up for you guys and enjoy this quick little clip.
There for the mid camps, which should be spawning on the right side in just about 3 seconds. Mid lane, we have a potential push here. Wolfie going to be going for the mid camp actually after a botched initiation. Isis's mana very low, might be pushed back to the base pretty soon. Pecky's picking up the right camp and will be going back towards the right lane to continue watching this Ra try to push him down. The use of meditation there will keep him back in lane, but Pecky's level 5 now, fearlessly jumping in, pushing these creeps down and possibly looking for an initiation.
And a fight going on here with Bacchus over on the left-hand side. The jungle is going to get caught into the middle of 4 members, and this is going to be first blood coming out onto Wolfie there. A nice job, all 4 bodying him in, making a box around Bacchus' sake. You know what? Unless you have belly flop, there's no way you're going to get out of here, and we're going to take the first kill of this game.
Alrighty, so once again there, we did see Bacchus fall early on in the game. First blood did go down there. Excellent job by Wolfie of Reason Gaming. And next what I want to show you guys is jumping onto the mid game of Reason Gaming versus Panda Bears. We did see a strong lead by Reason Gaming. Let's take a look. We're about a little ways into the game here. Let me bring up our next one here, and I want to show you guys this next great clip of a mid-game team fight. So let's go ahead and bring that up.
Pecky's at 4,200. You can see there's really been this kind of growing gap between them. They're going to look to try and catch him out here. Guan Yu's going to spot him. Now Ross moving in. You're going to see Solar Blessing come down. But look at this. Pecky's is simply going to drop his ultimate, and it's going to have enough damage to burst down Ra. Right in the middle of that, they're going to continue to go for Guan Yu. His horse has ended. Is Athena going to be able to catch up? You see the charge maybe coming out. Look at that. They're not even going to use it. Confound comes out in a double kill for Pecky's just like that. Walking into their jungle, picks up 2 kills, and that divide is going to continue to widen.
So guys, moving on, mid-game, right now we say Reason Gaming right now about 6-0, and this is round 1, guys, of bracket H, which we saw in there. And Reason Gaming sitting at 6-0 versus Panda Bears. So right now, the thought behind with Panda Bears is, what can they do to turn this game around? We're 7 minutes, 30 seconds in, give or take, and it's 6-0. So I want to go ahead and jump to the late game now of this first game in round 1, where pretty much the announcers say what everyone is truly thinking. So please pay attention to what the announcers are saying here, because we're all thinking it, and let's go ahead and jump in.
23-0.
And they haven't actually pushed any of the Phoenixes yet, but as you said, Untouchable have not dropped a single player this game. They're going to move in towards the Phoenix right now and see if they can try and secure the lead. Panda Bears has done a nice job holding out. Still plenty of time, but Reason Game is going to move in here. You can see there's the Fist of the Gods. They're going to send Apollo right into enemy lines. He's going to fall down so very quickly. Desert Fury coming out. Keep in mind that Recall Demons is in up for Zhonghui, but it doesn't seem to matter. They've already picked up 3 kills. There's a 4th one as Homeboy goes goes down, and the only person left alive is Bacchus. He's not going to be able to do much to defend this Minotaur, and they're going to go for the close.
Defender of the Olympus comes out, extra damage onto the Minotaur. Bacchus has been fearless out. A little bit more damage, he's going to be in trouble. Snoopy just focusing on the tank, takes him down, forces the deicide. Short respawn timers be damned. First game of the day going to Reason Gaming, 28-0.
Yeah, and very nicely played. You saw them, they got themselves a lead, and they didn't really give any.
So there it goes. Reason Gaming ends up winning 28-0. I don't care who you are. That's amazing. So congratulations to Reason Gaming. They did win their first game within the NA tournament yesterday. And that was in Group H, which was under Round 1. And that was versus Panda Bears. So moving ahead, if you guys are following along, take a look at esports.smitegame.com. Jumping ahead, we're going to move ahead into Round 2 of the bracket. And this is the North American tournament yesterday. And we did have Denial Esports winning over their opponent's Team Mediocrity. Furthermore, moving on in Group J, we did have Last Resort versus Team Dignitas. Team Dignitas ended up winning that there. And then finally, what ended up transpiring, guys, in Group K, on the brackets for North American side is we had Cognitive Gaming NA versus Cognitive Gaming EU. And then I think this is the first time that I've noticed this going through things. And it was pretty amazing to actually see this go on, where we went ahead and saw Cognitive Gaming versus their brothers, Cognitive Gaming. So we had some great early games from these teams. And watching through this replay, I noticed that both teams were very conservative, being very, very careful, almost a little bit more than normal because of the fact of playing against their brothers across the pond over on the EU side. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Something I want you to keep track of here is a lot of the team support as the first kill did not come out until the 9-minute mark. So 9-minute mark until we saw our first kill develop. When we saw Cognitive Gaming NA go ahead and take an early lead versus their brothers over on Cognitive Gaming EU. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look. Enjoy this quick video.
Preemptively activating their ultimates to ensure that nothing could have been pushed out. But now, looks like mid lane, we see Cubo Fred rotating over again. Nothing to be found here. Actually, he might see Allied in the jungle. A few shots coming out, but I mean, you really don't want to fight Guan Yu in the 1v1 with Tallow Assaults ready to go.
And isn't that interesting? I mean, how often do we say that you don't want to fight somebody 1v1 and the damage underneath the tower, the MLC with the first blood. You saw Exorcism come out. He followed it up with Book of Demons, and Recall of Demons was out as well. And what a nice play there underneath tower, diving Chang'e, as we were talking about the Guan Yu and the interaction with Hunbots. And it's so interesting, as I was about to say, Brandon, you don't often see.
So I'm going to go ahead and jump out there. Guys, so there was the first kill we see. So this was the Cognitive Gaming NA versus the Cognitive Gaming EU game that just happened yesterday. That was our first kill that come out. So now if we go ahead and jump to mid-game, let's go ahead and take a look where we see Cognitive Gaming NA take a dominating lead at the 17-minute mark. So we're just at the 9-minute mark. Now let's bust ahead to the 17-minute mark, and let's take a closer look at what transpired, what we seem to see late game between these two very high caliber teams. So let's go ahead and jump into this and enjoy this next clip.
Apollo has returned to the lane, and Cognitive Gaming EU, they're going to get nothing for this.
I mean, that's the power of Guan Yu. He has a great ultimate for CC immunity. I mean, it lasts for so long. Tallow Assault pushes creep so far back. And once again, Xing is going to find himself a kill in the middle lane. This Chang'e pick is not working out. Mid lane in a lot of trouble here. The tower sitting at about 30%. Fearlessly, Xing stays in, earns them the second tower, and another kill. 6-0 right now. 2 objectives up. Complete control. 4,000 gold ahead at 17 minutes, and with two teams being as powerful and as strong as they have been in their regions, it's not surprising to see one team getting a dominant lead because they're just putting all their chips in one basket. They're looking for opportunities. It's just that COG NA is finding them just a little bit sooner.
So once ahead, we have our brothers going back and forth here, Cognitive Gaming NA versus EU. We're about mid-game right now, and we do have the NA team of Cognitive up 6-0. To go ahead and round things off there, the game goes ahead and gets to about a 30-minute mark, and we go ahead and see Cognitive Gaming EU end up surrendering to Cognitive Gaming NA, where it's 14-2. So pretty much that ended up in round 2, and then we did see Exodus Esports versus Reason Gaming, and Exodus Esports actually ended up beating Reason Gaming, which we just talked about there. And once again, that was a best of 1. So we did see that transpire. Moving on to round 3, and if you guys are following along here, and if you're not, please go over to esports.smitegame.com, where we're reviewing the NA bracket that just occurred yesterday, September 28th. So please make sure that you guys are following along with us and checking out that awesome site. So moving on to round 3 of this tournament. We did have some exciting stuff going on. Right off the back, in Group M, we did have Denial Esports NA versus Team Dignitas. And something I want to point out here, throughout the entire tournament today and yesterday, I actually noticed, was Bakasura either being banned or being kicked, like, right away. Most likely due to a lot of the changes that we did see coming out in the last week or two, allowing him to be a little bit more of a reliable god and definitely playable at the competitive side. A lot of those changes kind of favor him now, so it's really cool to see what's going on there. So let's go ahead and take a look at mid-game, and we're going to look at Denial Esports NA versus Team Dignitas. Let's go ahead and jump in.
In the boxing match here, level 7 versus level 7, be damned. The amount of gold difference is huge, 3,900. Odin currently sitting top of his team at 32, and Anatoly fearlessly moving forward, just trucking creeps down with really not having to spend too much mana. Rush using Hand of the Gods there smartly will push the wave back. Anatoly will be forced out a little bit. Ebo 2v1 in the mid lane. Again, no fear, just continuously moving up. Has just no qualms about trying to fight as many people as possible. A knock up there, he's going to miss the water cannon, but it's going to do a pretty decent amount of damage. Spirit Ball is going to be used to stop the initiation. Right lane, still a boxing match going on. Rush, super tanky, being able to take a lot of this damage. The new Gungnir's Might is also giving him some magical protection as well. Anatoly looks like he's going to have a chance for a kill here. The World Weaver comes out. It's going to do, it looks fully charged damage. Earthbreaker's going to hit. Driving Strike's going to hit. Excavate's going to hit. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough to, it's going to, oh, actually, Freya's in tandem here. She's going to have a shot. Ultimate will be used if necessary. She goes up. Evo's going to clean that up. Bakasura could be in trouble. All right, actually, Baka is in trouble. The best will go down underneath the tower. Anatoly doing his best to try to juke this. Denial's turning this one around. They might have a 3-for-1 kill situation, or rather 3-for-2, but a 2-for-2 is pretty good considering the fact that they're very far behind at this point. Forcing the entire team to rotate over could be a pretty good message to send that they are not out of this game just yet.
So pretty much an excellent fight we did see there. Denial Esports doing very, very well. We're about, just about mid-game here. We're about 8 minutes in, give or take that mid-game, depending on what you want to call 8 minutes. And Denial Esports is down, actually, 2-7, where Team Dignitas is definitely leading there. Taking a look at late game, though. Let's take a look at late game. And once again, guys, we're in round 3 of this past tournament that did occur yesterday. Late game, we see Denial, Team Dignitas take a huge lead, sitting at the 18-minute mark at 24-3, dominating their opponents, Denial Esports, during a Fire Giant attempt. So we see them go ahead and get the Fire Giant, and then they get the Fire Giant just as their opponents arrive. Really cool fight. Want to make sure that you guys do pay attention to this, so let me go ahead and bring this up. Really cool to see how a team reacts that after the Fire Giant is taken, the opposite team gets there just in time, and then BAM! We see them just completely collapse on them with that Fire Giant buff. Now keep in mind, guys, a few patches ago we did see the Fire Giant buff get a little bit alternated, a little change there. So let's go ahead and jump into this here where we see Team Dignitas dominate over Denial Esports today at the Fire Giant.
3, 4, maybe 500 damage at most, and they were totally comfortable taking that and continuing the fight.
You know, Bakasura, actually one of the weakest gods in the game, starting at level 1 in team fights. He doesn't have any CC to offer, and if he opts for his only damage ability, or rather only real damage ability, it's going to put him in the worst position possible for trying to escape. Now right here, they do have a level 3 hand. There's no contest whatsoever. ShadowQ was not able to get in there. Fist of the Gods going down on a Rush. He was getting completely blown up. He's trying to jump out. Great Floodwaters. Pompon's trying to make something happen with the ult. He does have 5 levels on his 3, but it's just not going to be enough. Mace to the face gets picked up as well. That's a 3-for-0, 4-for-0 exchange. Now poor Bacchus trying to get away from ShadowQ, trying to get away from Anatoly. He's going to get part of it off there, but it's not going to be enough. ShadowQ, the support, will have enough damage to finish this up. And now these respawn timers, short as they may be, will not be short enough for Dignitas to rotate in. This will be a 20-minute game as Dignitas rushes into the base to finish up game 1 of the semifinals.
So we just finished out reviewing the semifinals there. You can see it. I mean, Team Dignitas, they are on fire at this point in the tournament. Round 3, 29-3. 29-3, where we just saw like Denali Esports like do so well in the previous round, and then they step up to Team Dignitas, and it's just like bam. So picks and bans maybe didn't work out that well. Maybe the juices weren't flowing, things weren't working out. So really happy to see that occur there at round 3. Jumping in, guys, third place, I will tell you for today, yesterday for the NA scene, Denali Esports ended up losing to Exodus Esports. So third place went to Exodus Esports there. Moving on for the finals of the NA scene from yesterday for the NA tournament, the Hi-Rez Weekly. We did go ahead and have Team Dignitas versus Cognitive Gaming, NA. And we see Bakasura get picked up once again early on. A mid-game team fight at the 16-minute mark, though, sets the pace for the entire game. So let's go ahead. I want to show you a short clip. We are about 16 minutes in to Game 1 of the finals from yesterday's North American tournament. Check it out.
Dig still has pretty decent control over this game, and it's only barely an experience, but I mean the gold's still about 3K. Anatoly now jumping under, using Devour Souls to clear as much of the wave as possible, but Omega's trying to get some damage done, but he's so tanky at this point that it really doesn't do too much. I mean, Anatoly went directly into reinforced creeps from extra protection. Actually, look at this. We have an opportunity. Omega could be in trouble. Using the cleanse perfectly stops the World Weaver, and now stuck inside of the Hades Ultimate Universe ring is going to be huge here. He's trying to get out. I'm sure he picked up the wrong person there. He's not thrilled with that. Ally should be able to escape with preemptive strike. Actually, great fist to the gods. Shing has showed up to the fight, but a little bit too late and has focused the wrong player. Doesn't notice they're completely out of mana. MLC Stealth running in there as fast as possible. Might look for an opportunity here. Last is in a huge amount of trouble. Gets picked up. So far, a 1-for-1 engage. Now look at the best. His mana is completely drained. Omega's just trying to get out of here at this point. Cleanses through the Spirit Owl. They're diving for him. Tail Whip from Shadow Q will be enough. KO finally joins the fight. So beautiful coming through. Gets Shadow Q out of there as fast as possible. And it looks like a 1-for-2 engage is going to be in favor once again of Dignitas.
So, guys, we have Game 1 go to Team Dignitas in the finals yesterday for the Hi-Rez Weekly NA tournament. Let's go ahead and take a look at Game 2. And it's pretty crazy, actually, how much like the game can flip-flop between the results of one game versus the results of another, where one team dominates the first game, and then the second game, it's like, what happened? Where's that team? Did they check out? What's going on? So we're going to go ahead and take a look at Game 2 of where Cognitive Gaming destroys Team Dignitas in the early game and mid-game as it comes to a quick end at the 15-minute mark. So last game was like, man, we were looking like 20 or 30 minutes. Now all of a sudden in this game, 15-minute mark, Surrender comes out in the finals. So let's go ahead and take a look here. This is Cognitive Gaming versus Team Dignitas, Game 2, right about that 15 and 30 minute mark here. And let me just go ahead and check everything. We're good to go. And let me jump out of here and jump in. And here we go. Enjoy this clip, guys.
She's already extremely fast and being able to kite around, and that's the specialty of a Chronos player. As he gets those additional levels, he's going to be nearly uncatchable, and as long as he can get his rewind off, they're going to have a hard time stopping him from putting out high damage. And last time we saw Chronos, he had the highest damage of the game.
That's right. I mean, so far, I can't expect that it's going to go much differently. So far, MLC Stealth has been untouchable. And, the early Polynomicon instead of the Demonic Grip really shows that he's not afraid. He wants to just get as much burst damage down as possible. But with Gold Fury respawned right now, I imagine this is going to be the next objective. Members of COG, looks like they're a little bit separated in what they plan to do here. McStealth goes back to the middle, and the rest of them look like they're going to be able to start this. KO's starting it, but his team's kind of abandoning it, looking for Zatman. Shing Fearless moving forward, driving strikes in, misses it. Omega looking for something as well. World Weaver goes out. They're going to dive this. He misses the Earthbreaker. Both of it down. Excavate's going to be good there. Zatman has nowhere to go. Oh, but until Shadow Q comes in, gets a little bit of something done with that stun from the ultimate, but it just wasn't enough. Omega could be in trouble here, but Lassus goes down, heals himself enough to get out of there safely. 3 down right now, a guaranteed Gold Fury. The surrender vote comes through. I don't know that this won't pass, Lionheart.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. You're going to see Cognitive Gaming make the move for this Gold Fury here, and you can see the lead really, really starting to change. In the last there, Lassus was in the back lines trying to take out Hercules, but simply didn't have enough damage to be able to do it. The true damage not able to burst, then mitigate wounds ticks, and the surrender vote, it does go through. You can see Cognitive Gaming, 10.5k gold in the lead, 13.5k gold in the lead on EXP, or excuse me, I said gold. 10.5k gold in the lead. 13.5k EXP in the lead. That's what I was trying to go with that. And that's where the game will end. And it's going to go to game number 3 as Cognitive Gaming, they take it down, and they do it pretty convincingly.
Alrighty, guys, so that was game number 2. So right now the series is tied up 1-1, which is pretty crazy to see. What we could do now is actually jump in to our next game. And this is actually the finals from yesterday's North American tournament. And we're going to jump into it here. We're going to see the third game tied in the series. We saw Team Dignitas win game 1. We saw Cognitive Gaming NA win game 2 very, very well there. And so now we're going to jump in and review game number 3. And in game number 3, let's go ahead and take a look and see what does occur. I'm going to kind of leave it open-ended for you. But mid-game, it is super close at 3-2. So complete opposite, actually, from what we saw with the first 2 games. You know, we're about mid-game, about the 12-minute, 30-second mark, and it's only 3-2. Nothing too crazy going on. And we go ahead and see Cognitive Gaming take the first lead, actually, at that 12-minute, 30-second mark. So it's looking up in their favor. By the 19 minutes into the game, Cognitive Gaming is leading in the last game 6-4 with 1 tower down of Team Dignitas. Let's go ahead and jump into the 33-minute mark of the grand finals, and let's go ahead and take a look to see what's going on here.
Yeah, I see no reason why you wouldn't go for this tower. You see KO from the front lines. That maybe is the wrong choice. They want to have somebody else up in the front, but they're going to try and clear this creep wave, see if they can just push the creep wave under a little bit. I think maybe they'd even be comfortable fighting under the tower here, but it looks like the engagement's going to start. Belch is coming out from Bacchus. You can hear the channeling of the ultimate from Neath. Who is it going to go on to? Nobody so far. All members of Cognitive Gaming dancing outside the edge of the tower. You can see traps starting to come down from Artemis at that front side, looking to be able to catch anybody that they can. Folks starting to come down. Everybody's trying to whittle away at this tower, but nobody can seem to get there. Some good blocking, and now it's going to be Allied who takes that. Team Dignitas is smart. They don't take the bait. They don't engage on the box. They saw that did not work out well for them last time, and it's going to be Cognitive Gaming that continues to push it. Bacchus jumping in, and Toxicate's going to come out. This is the engagement. Vamana immediately rushing into the backlines. You're going to see Hercules get locked down. He's up in the sky from the Naja ultimate. Right now, Zapman's just trying to shred anybody he can. There's no way, though. They don't even have anywhere close to enough damage. Dignitas in the back. A double excavate proc on the KO will secure it with the Earthbreaker there, and now they're going to try and fight Shake Fist of the Gods. Now they're going to see the Creeper Curse coming out. It's actually a weakening curse, and the chase over in the back lines. There's Zapman running out, and these two are stuck in the lanes. It's going to be Allied who falls down next to Zapman. Now they're looking to see if they can pick up Jean Quay. Jean Quay trying to run away. The best will secure, and just like that, a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Team Dignitas, despite being behind in gold and EXP in that engagement. They take the upper hand.
So finally, guys, we jump into the last portion of this game. So far in the grand finals, the last game is looking in huge favor of Cognitive Gaming over Team Dignitas. They're currently up quite a bit when it comes down to kills, 7-4. So let's go ahead and jump into the last huge team fight that goes ahead to determine the winner of this week's finals for the Hi-Rez Weekly.
This game entirely. Shadow Q still sitting level 19, Allied still sitting level 18, but they have a chance here. MLC Stealth just trying to throw some shots out. Diving in now, Shadow Q using Tallow Assault. Here comes the Recall Demon. They're trying to heal up as much as possible. The curse goes out. MLC Stealth taking a huge amount of damage. It gets blown up. Excavate bouncing through 3 people, and there goes Omega as well. Last is up in the air, raining down shots on the Shing. 2 people remain, and I don't know how they're going to stop this push. Diving right into the tower, no fear. Last is going in. He gets an Earthbreaker. We see a lot of damage coming through. Warriors will through. Driving Strike's going to pick him up. The Phoenix will go down here. This might be the Minotaur. I don't see how one person is going to pressure them off, despite the fact that KO's pretty big at this point. 3-2-4 has a lot of gold, 14k. There's nothing he can do to stop this. There's no CC. He's sitting in. He knows it's over. Dignitas, for the first time in, I think, this month, will be your champions.
Look at the landslide on the graph. It all started. Cognitive Gaming was ahead. Cognitive Gaming had the lead. They had control of the game. Team Dignitas took it all away. They simply slid down a hill, made their own slope onto gold difference, onto XP difference, and they take the game down. And look at Zapman, a whopping 25,000 damage. Out damages everybody else in the game. MLC Stealth at 21. And you got to be...
Alright guys, so as you guys see there, the huge snowball effect does occur late game. We do go ahead and see Team Dignitas actually go ahead and turn the entire thing around to go ahead and win it. They will go ahead and win it there. So Team Dignitas ends up winning 2-1 in the grand finals over Cognitive Gaming NA. First place Team Dignitas, second place Cognitive Gaming NA, and third place Exodus Esports. So congratulations to those teams there. Well, guys, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this post-game report, just kind of a quick synopsis over top of the summary of the North American tournament that did happen yesterday, September 28th, brought to you by Hi-Rez Studios. We did a quick little overview of the EU scene. Next week, I hope to bring you guys both the EU and the NA broken down completely. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys didn't have an opportunity to go ahead and check out the entire tournament, you guys got to see a quick little overview of the entire day there. So instead of watching 6 hours of gameplay, you just watched about 20 minutes hanging out with me. Well, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me for the Hi-Rez post-game report. Once again, my name is OctanePro. You can find everything about me over at OctaneProGaming.com. And those of you guys that want to stick around, we're going to be starting up viewer games on twitch.tv/SMITE in just a few minutes. We'll do viewer games until 10 o'clock p.m. with yours truly, OctanePro. We'll also be giving away one of these SteelSeries mice to one of our viewers in chat. So please stay tuned, guys. I'll see you guys in just a few.